I love the concept of holistic health so much. I go to holistic health doctors, and I feel like when I say that I go to holistic health doctors, everyone's like, oh my gosh, is that like new age? Like, are they putting crystals on you? And I laugh so hard when that happens because that's not what holistic health is. And I hear you. I feel like I maybe once also had a misconception that holistic health meant new age, like heal yourself with your thoughts, maybe. But that's not the case. So I am here today to maybe debunk some myths and give you a full holistic health guide. Like, this is just going to be like a guide, a breakdown. That if you've heard this, feel unclear on what it is, why you should pursue it, all of that, you can look back on this episode and be like, ah, yes, that is what holistic health is. That's why it's healthy. And of course, we've got actionable tips and insights to help you embrace every part of your health. So if you're looking to feel more balanced, energized, and yes, spiritually aligned, I will say that this episode's for you. Okay. It's going to be helpful. So let's first start by defining holistic health. Okay. It is more than just about eating well or going to the gym. Holistic health focuses on treating the whole person. So all of you. Okay. So that's going to be your soul or mind, whichever word you prefer, your body, and your spiritual self. Okay. So it's about being intentional with how you nourish, care for, and strengthen each part of you, because you're made up of more than just like your physical body, like oftentimes Western medicine tries to treat, but then more than like what new age kind of concepts are of just like being able to do it all within your mind. Obviously that doesn't really work. Then Eastern practices of like spiritual health, where if you get everything spiritually squared away, you'll be fine physically and mentally. But if you don't, all of your ailments kind of come from spiritual warfare. All of that is, interesting in its own way, but holistic health kind of looks at the fullness of you, all of those aspects. Okay. So don't overcomplicate things. All right. This is easy to do because since you're looking at the fullness of you, it might be easy to be like, wow, this is going to get complicated fast. That's not the case. So let's talk about nourishment, first of all, okay? Because we are going to reflect on each area: nutrition, movement, emotional well-being, and spiritual health, okay? Those are the 4 areas we're going to look at just in this initial holistic guide, but obviously there's lots to it. So what are we putting in our bodies? What we put in our bodies directly impacts energy, mood, and overall health, obviously. So plenty of water. I'm drinking my water right now. Whole foods and balanced nutrition are going to be your foundation. So quick tip, like, again, don't overcomplicate. This is easy to overcomplicate. We're not going to do that. We are going to focus on meals that have protein, healthy fats, and lots of colorful veggies. Your plate needs to be balanced. Or for my personal self, I love a bowl. Okay, I love a meal that I can just chop up everything and put in a bowl. Whether you want to call it a salad, a soup, a stir fry, whatever it is, whatever preparation takes place, I love a bowl because I feel like it keeps it balanced and nutrient dense, and it's easy to add in ingredients that are really good for you. I will be doing a podcast episode on meal planning and kind of that whole process here soon because there's a lot to it. And so my guide to meal planning, I feel like I'm finally starting to get that down, which is really helpful. So focusing on nutrition and nourishment, it is fuel that you're putting in your body. Okay. That's number 1. Holistic health, like the number 1 thing is going to be nutrition, nourishment, how you're putting stuff in your body. A lot of people will also talk about sleep as number 1, super, super important, because sleep is how your body resets. So like emotionally, and then also just physically, it's really, really important. Okay. But we'll get into the emotional health in a second. So next we're going to talk about movement, because bodies are meant to move. Your mind is meant to be exerted in a way of pushing past what is comfortable. You're not always meant to be sitting on the couch in the most comfortable position. Like, you do have to actually move and exert yourself. So whether that is a quick walk that kind of just gets the heart rate up and you have to put a little effort in, Pilates, strength training, whatever it is, finding practices that help you challenge yourself physically, mentally, all of that will grow you. And it's really, really key. So 30 minutes of movements on most days. You don't have to do it all at once. I will say that. You can break it up into smaller sessions. Maybe you do a 10-minute walk and 20-minute strength training, vice versa, whatever it is. It's important though. It's really, really important. And that's why it's so high up on my list, because it isn't just for your physical health and body. It is for your mental and emotional and spiritual self as well, genuinely. And so if you're new to strength training, working out, I do sometimes post workouts, but also I love the app Fit On because it's free and has tons and tons of workouts on there. I will talk about that literally forever. It's not at all sponsored. It's just an amazing resource and tool. Okay. So that's great. Next, we are going to talk about mental and emotional health. These are rapid fire. Okay. We're just going over the basic guide. Holistic health is not just about the body. Not just about the body. So it's about your mind or your soul, whichever you prefer to use. I'll use mind for this. I do love the concept of the soul a little bit more, but I think for what we're talking about now, mind is good. I'm putting sleep and mind over physical because yes, your body needs sleep, but man, there's something about your mind being able to kind of shut off and enter deep sleep. Like you have your REM cycle. Entering deep sleep is so crucial for your mind and for you to be emotionally and mentally healthy. So that's huge when you're talking about these practices to kind of nurture your own mental health. Okay. So taking 5 minutes daily to sit in dead silence and breathe. And either in that time, like I will sometimes do some prayer, but also breath work takes a lot of my mental capacity. I'm really, really bad at breath work. I am so bad at breath work. I do the box breathing where you like inhale for 8, hold for 8, exhale for 8, inhale or hold for 8. So like however long you can, you inhale, hold, exhale, hold, and repeat. So it's called box breathing. I'm so bad at it. So I feel like I can't focus on anything else if I'm working on my box breathing. Like I have to just focus on my breathing and I'm so bad. So sitting for a few minutes, practicing breath work challenges your brain a lot. And then doing some gratitude practices of like literally just calling out 3 things you're grateful for. Obviously, that is all so good for you. Emotional wellness is something that I feel like I really want to talk more about because there's boundaries, there's communication skills, which you guys saw in the last week's episode. All of that has to do with your emotional health. So again, I feel like we're just reaching all these areas and you can see how all of this plays together because none of this fits into like the perfect neat box. You have sleep and you have breath work and you have all of these things that you're also talking about nutrition and movement, and it's just everything overlaps because all of these things make up who you are. So to only focus on one, if you only go to Western medicine doctors and only focus on the physical, you're missing really important factors of who you are. But the same way, if you only go to therapy and then never work out, you're missing a lot of like physical you know what I mean? It's just all over the place like that. So finally, you have spiritual health. And this is obviously going to look different for everyone because they have different relationships with God. And some people don't believe in God, but guess what? They still have spiritual health that they have to deal with. And that's why you see false religions. That's why you see new age practices that are so popular where you believe in the powers of the universe, because even if you are not in an active relationship with Jesus Christ, you have a spiritual element to who you are and you're seeking to grow that. You're seeking for that to be healthy because at its core, it's connecting your faith and you do have a purpose and there is a higher power. And so when you're looking for that, you're just showing how much you desire to be with God. Okay. So spiritual wellness looks like spending time in prayer daily, which I just 2 maybe episodes ago, I did a whole breakdown on like prayer and like one prayer template's currently really, really powerful for me, at least in this moment. That's helping me connect a lot more on prayer. Kind of just aligning your will with what God says and taking time to connect with Jesus and like read the Bible and like sit in that and praise and worship and all of that, all of the things that we often hear about in Christian faith. It's for your well-being as much as it is for anything else. Like it's so that way you are healthy, because if you neglect your relationship with God, you are not the full version of yourself. So any of your favorite spiritual practices that you just feel like help you lean into that, love to hear them. Okay. So this was super brief. You guys know I love like these 10-minute episodes right now. Super brief holistic health guide. Okay. But it really, really is so important. I break down all of this in my book, Abundant Living. If you haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to. It's available on Kindle if you want it. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, all the places. Okay. It is so important to view yourself in a holistic view like this, okay? It's just a healthier, more balanced life. And if you want more details on each one of those, body, soul, spirit, again in the book Abundant Living. But I hope this is just a quick reminder that you should take a moment, reflect and evaluate. Are you leaning more into one of these or maybe none of these? Where are you prioritizing your health? How are you viewing your health? And in what ways can you make it better? Love you lots. Stay healthy and happy April something, because it's halfway through April, which is insane.